March 2022, Daytona Beach, Florida, Bike Week was in full swing when pedestrians made a horrifying discovery on the street. Two bodies lying on the ground, surrounded by blood. The Volusia County Medical Examiner's Office later identified these dead people as 48-year-old Terry Aultman and his wife, 55-year-old Brenda Aultman, a married couple who had simply been enjoying the Bike Week festivities. Their deaths were quickly ruled homicides by stabbing. Investigators immediately began combining, through surveillance footage, evidence that would be crucial to tracking down the suspect that had killed him. On those videos reviewed, the investigators noticed that a black man dressed in white clothing was following the couple shortly before the attack. The same man was seen afterward, still walking calmly, now with blood stains on his clothes. This was their suspect. Detectives worked from camera to camera, tracking his movements. The man had stopped inside a church where a Bible study session was taking place. When investigators questioned church staff, they had identified the visitor as Macean, Jean Macean, that was his full name. From there, detectives traced Jean's steps to a Johnny Rockets restaurant. Employees confirmed he had been inside. They even found the receipt with his signature on it. That signature and later bank records showing the credit card linked to it and who it belonged to further cemented the identification. The investigation revealed that 32-year-old Jean Macean was not only the suspect in this double murder, but he was also an illegal immigrant from Haiti who had entered the United States under immigration policies enacted during the Biden administration. Because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, he was able to enter this country to commit that monstrosity. A criminal probe into Macean's activities began. It was within the state of Florida. State Attorney R.J. Lareza presented that probe to a grand jury at the Volusia County Circuit Court. The FBI tracked Macean down to an Orlando apartment complex where he lived in squalor. He did not work, spent his days drinking and listening to music, and kept his apartment in a filthy state, garbage everywhere. On the day of the arrest, his stepfather had come by to check on the home because he did not trust Jean with it. As this stepfather unlocked the door, FBI agents stopped him, ordering him to not enter. The agents then bursted in through the doorway and took Jean Macean into custody. Inside the apartment, they seized a knife, later confirmed through forensic testing to contain the blood of Terry and Brenda, the victims. Jean was briefly detained at the Orange County Sheriff's headquarters, where he sat down with detectives and confessed to the murders. He offered no motive. He had killed them for no reason. He was then temporarily held at the Orange County Jail while a grand jury in Volusia County was miles away reviewing the evidence and deciding on charges to indict him on. That indictment was returned as capital murder. State Attorney Lareza unsealed the indictment and announced that the death penalty would be sought, assigning his assistant Andrew Orbanek and as well another assistant, Jason Lewis, to take on the case. Both would serve as prosecutors. With charges formalized, Jean Macean was transferred to the Volusia County Jail. Jean's first appearance was held before Judge Elizabeth Blackburn. He entered a plea of not guilty. Judge Blackburn ordered him to remain in custody without bond to await trial. Jean's court-appointed public defender, Jessica Roberts, attempted to build an insanity defense, but ultimately failed to meet the legal threshold. With the death penalty still on the table, Jean agreed to a plea deal. In May 2025, he entered a plea of no contest in order to avoid the death penalty. Judge Blackburn immediately sentenced him to life in prison without parole. After sentencing, Jean attempted to withdraw his no contest plea, but in July 2025, Judge Blackburn denied the request. He then filed a motion seeking resentencing, a motion which she as well rejected in September 2025. Jean's attorneys have since filed appeals to the higher courts, but those proceedings are still pending. Following sentencing, Jean McKean was transferred to the Northwest Florida Reception Center in Chipley for evaluation and placement. He is still undergoing these phases and will soon, most likely by next month, be placed in his permanent facility. I personally believe that when that El Salvador prison that Trump is working on is officially established, Jean McKean should be one of the inmates being locked up there. Out of this country, the taxpayer should not have to pay for him. With that being said, take care, stay together, have a good rest of your day.